10 places to visit in Cambodia. Best known for both the home of the colossal temples of Angkor Wat and the brutal Khmer Rouge era of the 1970s and later Civil War, Cambodian history encompasses both some of humanity's greatest artistic accomplishments and most horrific deeds. The history is what draws most travelers here, but this Southeast Asian nation has more tourist attractions to offer for those who linger longer than a short temple hop to Siem Reap. Beyond the temples, Cambodia is a prime destination for Southeast Asia travels that manages to charm all who come. Among the best places to visit in Cambodia are also some smaller towns and villages that provide a chance to experience a more traditional way of life, including treks into the jungle and to see even more fascinating ancient ruins. Number 10. Battambang. The countryside of rice fields and tiny villages surrounding the northwest city of Battambang holds some of the most tranquil rural scenery in Cambodia, and the area is home to swags of historic riches as well. All this has made the city itself a popular destination on traveler itineraries. For history fans, the temples of Phnom Sampu, Phnom Banam, and Wat Ek Phnom are all within day-tripping distance, while the famed bamboo train, a single-line rail track where carriages made from a platform of wood and bamboo travel between Battambang's east bank and the tiny village of O Srav, is one of the most popular activities for visitors. Battambang itself is a rather sleepy city compared to the buzz of the capital, with the central district brimming of colonial buildings. Number 9. Kampot. The laid-back riverine town of Kampot has oodles of old-world ambience. The compact central district is a joy to ramble around, full of surviving shophouse architecture, some of which has been painstakingly restored. Kampot's charm lies in its exceedingly chilled-out atmosphere, and many travelers find themselves waylaid here longer than they expected, having succumbed to its easygoing pace. The old French summer getaway of Bokor Hill Station, with its abandoned church and eerie empty shell of a once grand hotel, is an easy day trip from town, as are the limestone caves of Phnom Tronark and Phnom Sorshia, both with old temples inside. Number 8. Ban Lung. Ban Lung in northern Cambodia makes a great destination for travelers who enjoy being outdoors. Several tour companies overnight or multi-day trips into the jungles, allowing adventurous travelers to get up close and personal with nature. They offer visitors the opportunity to view a variety of monkeys and other wildlife, though some visitors don't appreciate getting that close to leeches. A shorter trip to Yak Leom Volcanic Lake offers the opportunity to see deep lakes as well as see Cambodian women doing traditional weaving. Number 7. Kratie. Kratie is a small town located on the banks of the Mekong River and is dominated by a central marketplace surrounded by old French colonial buildings. There's no large-scale tourism, but plenty of backpackers pour through here during the peak season. It is the place in Cambodia to see the rare Irrawaddy dolphins, which live in the Mekong River in ever-diminishing numbers. It is estimated that there are between 66 and 86 dolphins left in the upper Cambodian Mekong area. To see the dolphins, head to Kampot, just north of Kratie, where there are plenty of boat tours available. Number 6. Banteay Chhmar. For a touch of Indiana Jones-style temple exploring, you can't beat Banteay Chhmar. This mammoth temple complex sits consumed by surrounding jungle in Cambodia's lonely northwest, providing the perfect opportunity to discover the highlights without the crowds. It was built by the 12th century Angkorian king Jayavarman VII, and the remarkable stone reliefs along its walls are some of the most intricately detailed you'll see in the country. In particular, the spectacular bas-reliefs of depicting Avalokitesvara on the south wall and the dizzying array of battle scenes depicted on the eastern wall are prime examples of the Angkorian era's artistry. The village neighboring the archaeological site has simple homestay accommodation. Otherwise, most people stay in Sisophon or take a day trip to the ruins of Siem Reap. Number 5. Prasat Preah Vihear. The temples of Angkor Wat may gain all the glory, but Prasat Preah Vihear wins the prize for the most dramatic location. Sitting atop the Dang Rek Mountains on an escarpment with dizzying views across the Cambodian floodplains, Prasat Preah Vihear is a monumental temple complex of intricately carved pavilions linked by long causeways, built originally to honor the gods Shiva. The temple is snug against the border with Thailand and has historically been a point of contention between the two nations, who both claim it as their own. The International Court of Justice ruled in Cambodia's favor in 2013 after border disputes flared up between 2008 and 2011. Tensions have dissipated in the last few years, meaning this UNESCO World Heritage Site can now reclaim its rightful role on the tourist trail. Number 4. Koh Rong Samloem. Just off Cambodia's south coast lie a scattering of islands just as beautiful as their Thai counterparts to the west, but much less visited. Cambodia's islands are a slice of laid-back tropical bliss, where sun and sand take center stage, and the big resorts have yet to make their mark. Of all the islands, Koh Rong Samloem is one of the most beautiful, with the long sandy Sarsen Bay, home to a dozen beach hut resorts that offer a welcome respite from the world. It's really all about hammock time here, but there's plenty of scuba diving activities on offer for the more active. Number 3. Siem Reap. Siem Reap is usually seen by travelers as among Cambodia's top places to visit due to being the base for Angkor Archaeological Park, but the town itself offers more things to do beyond the mighty temples. This is the country's major activity center, with bundles of tours on offer, from cycle trips around the lush countryside just outside of town to Cambodian kukuri tours. Shoppers will also find plenty to keep them occupied, as central Siem Reap is brimming with opportunities to browse traditional crafts. Make sure to visit Angkor National Museum before heading to Angkor Wat itself to doze up on the history of the site. The exhibits here explore the breadth of culture and artistry of the Khmer Empire. Number 2. Phnom Penh. Cambodia's capital is the frenetic heartbeat of the nation, a city of chaotic streets abuzz with motorbikes and car horns that can frazzle at first glance. Deserted completely during the Khmer Rouge madness and left to wither and decay, Phnom Penh has bounced back to become one of Southeast Asia's most dynamic cities. For visitors, this is Cambodia's most cosmopolitan destination, with a cafe and restaurant scene unrivaled in the rest of the country. It's also home to a scattering of important historic sites that help unravel both Cambodia's modern and ancient history. The National Museum is home to a swag of Khmer sculpture that traces the nation's history, from pre- and Korean age right through the phenomenal majesty of the god kings of Angkor. The Royal Palace provides gorgeous examples of traditional artistry, while the Toi Siang Museum and the killing fields of Choi Ek speak of the horror and brutality the people of this country suffered under Khmer Rouge rule. Number 1. Angkor Wat. This temple city is the number 1 tourist spot in Cambodia. Accessed from the town of Siem Reap, the temples of the Angkorian period are so ambitious in scale and in the majesty of their construction that Angkor Wat is rated as one of the world's must-see ancient sites. Built between 802 and 1432, this was the largest city in the world during the medieval age and the vast powerhouse of the Khmer kings who endeavored to outbid their predecessors in the beauty of their construction. As the city's wooden dwellings were encroached and then decayed by the surrounding jungle, what remains today are just those mighty temples. The Temple of Angkor Wat itself, the world's largest religious building, is only one sliver of the site in total, and the sprawling circuit of temples deserves 3 days to explore if you want to understand the scope of the Angkorian period's architectural achievements. For those short on time though, the main highlights after Angkor Wat are the Tree Root Collapse Temple of Ta Prohm, the Bayon Temple for its 216 stone-carved faces, Angkor Thom and Preah Khan,